Man, I just walking around having this strange thought here. And this is my thought. I remember, I grew up on punk rock. Punk rock got a little weird at one time. But I did grow up on punk rock. Sum 41, Blink 182, My Chemical Romance, Yellow Card, Oceans Avenue, or what's it, Yellow Card. I was also a Disturbed fan, big Disturbed fan. I did like Nirvana. I wasn't like a big Nirvana fan. I was a big Disturbed fan. I was a big System of a Down fan. And, you know, all the piercings and all the tattoos and all of that wasn't socially acceptable then. That's what made us do it. And you know, it's crazy. We didn't demand it to be socially acceptable. We were proud of the fact that we were different. I mean, you know, you pay the price to be different. And that means you might get ostracized a little bit. Or you might lose your job or what. But it was the rebellious thing. It was the rebellious spirit back when we were kids. And what I don't understand is, you know, we made weird cool when weird wasn't cool and weird wasn't accepted. And I don't know why I'm sorry, what I'm talking about, the Tumblr rights. Nothing against, you know what, everything against Tumblr rights, because some of the crap that they say is, what the, you know? Like, really? You can't make everything about, you can't make something out of nothing. You know what I mean? You can't draw a deeper meaning. Words matter. The actual definition of a word matters. Sorry, you cannot draw certain meaning, because that means everything is up to interpretation. And if everything's up to interpretation, I could be speaking Russian to you right now because that's what you're interpreting. You know, this is a slippery slope that has no end, to be honest. But you know what? When we were punk rockers, running around in the malls and the streets with our piercings, when some of us had tattoos, I didn't have tattoos then. With our piercings and our bracelets, our spike choker collar. I didn't wear the spike choker collar. Some of my friends did. A lot of the girls did. Spike choker collars. The goth chicks were running around looking like death with their pair of faces and their dark eyeliner. It's still kind of sexy. We didn't demand it to be accepted because we knew we weren't going to be. I don't know why everyone now is demanding to be accepted. Just be yourself. And whether they accept you or not, it's not your problem. But just remember, actions and views have consequences. So if you're gonna be different, you know, be ready to bear the consequences. You know, that could be almost said about the gay community as well. And the trans community. You know, like actual transsexuals, the cross-dressers and stuff, they really tried hard to look like a girl, because if people found out that they were trans, they'd be hated. But you know what? It made them stronger. It made them more rebellious. Even gay people weren't accepted back in the day. And you know, it's good that we're accepting them now. You know, what people do in their bedrooms is not our business, and it's not the government's business either. And you know, how they want to conduct their lives, as long as they're not, you know, bothering others, is not an issue. But you know what? The older generation of homosexuals, because my mom was friends with a lot of them. I was friends with them. They loved me. Well, we all know it, because they thought I was cute, and two, they respected my mom. They were more like my uncles than anything, so don't get no sick ideas, okay? They were like my uncles, or my aunties, whatever you want to call it. One was a fucking football player. He stands 5'8", and almost 4 foot wide at the shoulders. Said that he had to fight his way through high school because he was always picked on. You know, because his actions had consequences. But he is who he is. His boyfriend or his wife or whatever you want to call it. They're a homosexual couple. They're the hardest working men I've ever met, or woman, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I work most people I've met, and I work in the construction field. You know, they had to push through adversity, and they didn't demand nothing. They didn't demand it to be accepted. All they demanded was to be left alone. And you know what? People will always judge you, and you cannot demand acceptance, but we can at least leave each other alone. That is what I think. What people do in their bedrooms, not our issue. How people want to dress, not my problem. But you know what? And who am I to judge? But you know what? People will judge no matter what. So just be mindful that your decisions, the way you act, dress, and everything, there are consequences. Because words matter, and appearance matters. Health matters. I'm not even gonna go there. Anyway, morning thought while I'm walking to the clubs. Jones asked,